Every roof deck range has an awkward middle bit. Your shallow profile runs out of puff before it reaches the next purlin, but jumping to a big deep deck feels like using a sledgehammer to hang a picture. So what do you reach for in between? This is the Tata RoofDek D60. The D60 is a 60mm deep trapezoidal steel roof deck. You fix it across your purlins or steelwork, it carries the roof build up above it, the insulation and the waterproofing. One thing to clear up, because it trips people up. This is a roof deck, not a floor deck. It works on its own as a structural sheet. You are not pouring concrete on it. All right, I've had a few people ask me about this and I have to giggle to myself. But do not think you pour concrete on a roof deck. All right, it doesn't have the same stiffness or embossments that make the shear bond that floor decking does have. It's a very simple, flat profile. It's 60mm deep and each sheet covers a generous 800mm wide. They interlock side by side across the bay. So you cover the roof quicker. It needs a generous 100mm bearing where it lands onto the steelwork, so it's like a decent ledge to rest on. The clever bit is the span. It's solid. D60 reaches up to around 5 meters. That is the whole reason it exists. Shallower decks like the D46 top out at around 3.5 meters. And past that, you've got to jump straight to a chunky deep profile that costs more and weighs more. D60 walks into that gap and covers it for less. You can have it in a few steel grades and gauges, all affect the span ability. There's a lightweight aluminium version for coastal, salty air jobs, and it comes pre-finished in colour. Same golden rule as always, 5 meters is the headline, but your real span comes from the data sheets or site-specific calcs we can perform on software. So now D60 gets a personality because it comes in 2 flavours. Solid is the strong silent type, maximum strength, maximum span, your warehouses, sheds and factories. Perforated has a party trick. The steel is punched full of tiny little holes, which turns the roof into a giant sound absorber. In an open plan office, a shop or a leisure centre where echoes are the enemy, it keeps things calm. The trade-off is honest physics. Punch holes in steel and it spans a bit less, so it needs designing more carefully. You swap a bit of muscle for a lot of peace and quiet. One to watch: on a perforated deck with the underside on show, the position of the vapour control layer matters. Get it wrong and moisture can get trapped in the void and wreck your insulation and acoustics. Flag it on the design early and confirm that build up, easy to avoid, expensive to fix. Short spans go shallow with a D46, big spans or heavy loads step up to the deep decks. The next jump is D100. So that medium middle ground, roughly 3.5 to 5 meters, is D60 territory. Right tool, right gap. If D60 sounds like your roof, or you cannot decide between solid and perforated, that's what we're here for. Send us your drawings and our technical team will run the spans, sort the grade and finish, and hand you a checked layout, supply only, supply and layout drawings for you to fit, or we can do the package, supply and fix the metal deck for you to do the finishes, or we can do the finishes as well to assist you. It's your call. We're totally flexible. Send your project over using the link below or call the number on screen and subscribe to YouTube, because we're always working through the whole range, giving you educational bite-sized chunks to help you pick the right profile for your project. That's it. RoofDek D60. Thanks for watching.